Hi, Trey from Lost State Studios. In today's video, I wanted to go over what just happened this last weekend. This last weekend, if you know or were there, was When We Were Young Fest. That was going on. Yeah, I just wanted to go over some of the notes from that festival. In the video, I'm just going to talk about When We Were Young. I feel like I saw some stuff of people not having a good time, some people loving it. And just kind of want to go over like what the festival is and the grander scheme of like what festivals are and like how hyped up festivals are and like if they're worth it, are they good? Me personally, I am not a big festival guy. I don't like being around a million people at once, being like shoved in. I'm not claustrophobic, but go to a big festival, it'll make you feel claustrophobic. For the most part, there's like one festival called Fest in Gainesville I go to. Not this year, I'm not going, but the last 4 years, but it's like spread out among different venues. So it's kind of like a South by Southwest kind of situation where it's literally like 13 different venues in town, in downtown Gainesville, Florida, where you can just bounce around and go to like different shows. That is a lot more, in my opinion, more of a like personal, it's a smaller venue. So it's like a lot more intimate of a setting that I think I enjoy more than big stage festivals. So yeah, let's just jump into the video. So here we have the actual When We Were Young website showing you, obviously, thank you, 2025. It just ended this weekend. When We Were Young. So this year was Panic at the Disco, Blink-182, Weezer, Avril Lavigne, The Offspring, All Time Low, The Used, Knock Loose, Gaslight. Yeah, you can read the rest. I'm not going to read all of them. But, I mean, for me personally, out of all these bands, maybe Weezer, Blink-182, I heard their set was kind of boring, but I mean, they're like 50-year-old dudes singing about high school still. So like, what do you expect? Also, they're old. Like, you know, they're old. What do you expect? Offspring, don't care about most of these bands. Simple Plan, no. Yellow Card would be okay. The Used, I don't know. Heard Let Live set was like terrible. The singer guy is like just acts so ridiculous and runs around. I know that's his thing, but like apparently it was like pretty bad. Like people were not stoked. Yeah. What else do we have? Alexis on Fire would be sick. Love that band. For me, I would not have spent money to show up and even go to this. It's not my thing. I mean, people love these bands, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, they're big bands. They're very mainstream. It's a very mainstream kind of event where you get a couple bands who are kind of, I guess, would be considered mainstream now. But I mean, like Knock Loose wasn't that mainstream until they got really big. Yeah, a lot of these bands, you know, they've just been like a lot of these are just like Beartooth. It's just like legacy acts. The Cab, there's some people I know that would go and they're really into certain bands from back in the day, which are like, they're cool, whatever. Like the Maine, did the Maine play? Yeah, the Maine, like I've seen them live. They put on a fun show. The music's not my thing, but like, you know, they're good performers and people really like them, you know, and that's fun. I find it funny that Blink-182 is like one of the biggest acts. And they've just like relentlessly toured for like the last year or two. Like anyone gives a shit to see them. I mean, unless where are they playing? They're playing self-titled. I'm good. And more. Yeah, whatever. Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. Okay. That would have been great. I'm not expecting much. If they're just standing there playing, that's fine. I'll rock out. Love the songs. Shut the Fuck Up on that album is like one of my favorite songs on Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. But anyway, so, you know, I think some of the reaction I've heard was mixed from some people, obviously. I was told the first day was completely overpacked because a lot of people go the one day because they don't have the money to afford like 2 days. And apparently from what I thought, they do different sets on the different days, but apparently it's them just doing their same set for both days. Although granted, people were saying that they were switching up their set a little bit, which is awesome. I'm like, if you're going to go do a big festival like this and play the exact same set for both days, that'd be kind of boring. I heard some bands did, which is like, dude, they're getting paid to show up, do their set. They have a set. A lot of people don't realize. They'll be like, they didn't change the song. I'm like, dude, some of the guys, like the LDs, the lighting people, they have like pre-programmed lighting things lighting things. Most of the dudes who do like lighting stuff, they have like pre-programmed like sets for the whole show, like programmed out with the lighting to where then they can go and, you know, they can tweak stuff like on top of what the original lighting plan is. Like usually this shit's time coded. The drummer, right, they'll have everything's like time coded with a laptop and this and that. They have backing tracks sometimes. It's pretty normal at this point, regardless of what your opinion is on backing tracks and such. I don't have a problem with it. I think if it adds an element of just more performance with going to see a band live, right? If they have a lot of production stuff studio wise, where they put a lot of glitz and glamour, but you can't do it live. I think if you're able to throw it up in the system in like PA and actually have backing tracks, if you're using backing tracks in a way to like mask your singing, and you know, like most modern rappers, they'll just go and have their track playing and they'll just have the vocals on and they'll just rap under it, which I don't understand why that's cool. I have a lot of appreciation when I've seen some hip hop artists just straight spitting, like Kendrick or something like that, just straight spitting on top of the track. Not, you know, maybe some like ad lib stuff that makes sense, but not like the full fucking take, you know. So I'm going to check out a couple videos. So there's a lot of people who'll be like rating the band. So there's one video where people have their own opinions on rating the performances. I'm actually curious to see. So let's check out and see what, you know, this random, was it Clinton? Let's see what Clinton has to say. The Movie Life. I've never heard of this band. The Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Dude, this band, this song, it's not a bad song, but dude, come on, I don't know. This was such a one-hit wonder. I've never listened to this band. I don't really know much about them. I mean, I know who they are. I've always known who they are. I just don't listen to them. Boys Like Girls. Oh, this song, okay. I don't really know much about them, but I know that this song is a hit. Oh my god. Why? Why would you fucking actively go to watch this band? They're so boring. Bro, they play like the one song and everyone goes, okay, later. They played Hey There Delilah and they leave. All Time Low. I don't know why anyone likes this band. I mean, I do like The Used, okay. I just don't think they're as great as everyone thinks they still are. I don't know. The shit slapped when I was a kid. Why The Offspring? I just don't get it. Why? Avril Lavigne makes sense, I guess. Weezer? We got 10 out of 10 for Weezer. Weezer got a 10 out of 10. I mean, I love Weezer. 100 out of 10. Okay, someone really liked Blink-182. Most of the girls that go and they're like, oh, Blink-182. Travis Barker is so hot. I'm gonna fucking make out with him. That's why they see Blink-182. They seem so blasé. There's like, yeah, okay. Like, I don't know, man. How long could you be playing the same songs? I mean, I would go crazy if I had to play the same fucking songs I wrote from like 20 years ago. Oh shit, they got a... Wow, they actually blew up. Alright, well that's one video. Also, dude, just sitting out there in that fucking massive... Okay, so it's not as big as I thought. I thought it would be bigger for some... I mean, no, that's pretty big. I don't know. Damn. That's wild. That's a lot of people. I don't even know what the cap was for this festival. I gotta check out. Look at this. The OG. Oh, it's fucking... Why The Offspring? I don't get it. I just don't know why people are so obsessed with them. Having to leave when we were young fest because I got Barricade for Panic. Spencer was brought on stage and I got the guitar pick. So what the fuck is life? Okay. I got a guitar pick. Cool. So here's a Reddit thread from 2 days ago I found. I'm like trying to find more stories and people's opinions on like when we were young, but obviously a lot of the people that show up are going to sit there and they're going to be like, it was the best thing ever. But, you know, I want to hear like actual opinions from people that like were there who aren't going to be biased for clout and stuff. Like a lot of people come to these festivals to be like, look, I'm here. You know, I mean, it's a thing. People, you know, I don't know. Some people just want to like spend their money and go hang out. Can't tell you how many concerts and places I've worked where there's people at a show, they spent money just to sit in the bar or like sit on the patio and smoke the whole time instead of just actually being in there watching the show. Like, I don't understand how people can spend money to just show up and just fuck off. I don't get it, in my opinion. It's weird, but you know. This person says, when we were young, festival is not worth it due to audio issues, which when it comes to festivals and like outside, especially in your different stages, I think there's like audio, there's like array. The speakers are all in something array. I don't remember. I'm not that knowledgeable in live stuff, but the way the speakers are, they make them to where they're blasting out right. But as soon as you get outside of those zones, you can't hear it. But also you're not in a room where there's like, you know, the sound's not slapping around and echoing and like bouncing back. There's nothing. The sound goes out and it just travels and disappears. You're not going to hear it from over here if it's just going to go. I mean, it might, you know, it does spray out, but if some of the speakers can like be pointed a certain way or it kind of contains it in like a certain area outside. But also like if you're way back in the festival, right, and they got speaker, like if you're way too far back, unless they have, you know, you've seen big like Woodstock, they have different stacks of speakers blasting out through the whole area so everyone can hear it. If they don't have that, which I don't think I saw too much, they might have had some like extra speakers like set out through. But I don't think it, like, you gotta be up close to where the stage is. You're not gonna be able to hear it. Seriously, I've been following it closely every year since it began in 2022. While nearly all artists it's been around since 2022. I didn't even realize that. Nearly all artists performing were great. Generally, the festival does seem to have a lot of audio issues, and that means you could barely hear the voice of the singer, especially on the Pink stage, and that has been the case since in 2025 as well. It ruined my experience. People said at literally every single concert and festival, there is someone who posts that the sound was terrible. I mean, what if it was? Why can't they post it? Then there are a bunch of people in the comments say it was good for them. Yeah, but some of the people are like, oh yeah, it was fine. They just want to be there. If you're sitting out there with massive speaker sets and like you can't hear very well and it sounds like shit, what good is these songs if you can't even hear the singer? You know what I mean? But anyways, I went last year and the audio was great for every band, for our ears. Others disagreed. Your experience is not everyone's experience. I mean, yeah, okay, valid take. I mean, it's, you know, the statement is true. It's not everyone's. It's a little like, well, I didn't have a problem, so what's your issue? That getting that vibe from that comment. My experience was I went in there my experience where I went was it also depended on where I stood. Some places I stood, the audio was shoddy, and then I'd move 20 feet and it was fantastic. Exactly what I was saying. If you're in front of the stage when there's audio playing through the speaker sets, you're not kind of in a right zone. You're not going to hear very well because the sound can only shoot so far before it starts dissipating, I think. Depending on where you are in relation to them. This is probably an engineer. Depending on where you are that's a retaliation. Where you are in relation to them, some sound waves cancel each other out. Sound is just being pushed through air and back and forth. If you're standing in the exact spot where one air wave pushes and the same air wave from a different source pulls, you'll be out of phase and it will sound like it's being canceled out. Exactly. Well, yeah, I swear people don't understand how different your experience can be if you move around. The sound is, I don't know why I'm doing that voice. The sound is different, the view is different, and the crowd is different. We could have this exact same post and exact same comment section if it said the crowd instead of the sound. People, if you're not having fun at a show, move multiple times. Find your spot and your people. You'll most likely find a spot that you'll enjoy. Yeah, that's a good take. I like that. I did hear when you were in posted clip of the story so far, and it just bad, I think. Based? I don't know what the fuck they're trying to say. So anyways, for the most part, most people don't seem to have a problem. I feel like, as far as the sound out there, I don't think most people are going to give a shit. Like, if they can kind of hear it, they're like, oh shit, this is sick, I'm here. I'm seeing all these artists, and, you know, I don't think most people have an issue. It's going to be the nerds like me or other people who are like, sounds terrible in here. Like, the fucking acoustics are not good. Waiting in line Saturday. Line starts moving. Someone just filmed them walking all the way to the festival. What a boring video. Oh, some patches. One patch, $50. What a great deal. But yeah, overall, when we were young, I think some people want to hate on it because they're like, oh, these stupid people spending all this money and like going and seeing these like bands, these big mainstream bands and other shit like that. It's like some people really enjoy going to stuff like this, and I will never take that away from anybody. You know, it's hard to like not judge and be like, oh, these bands suck, you're stupid, you have bad taste, whatever. But like at the end of the day, if people want to go to a festival and they want to have fun, I think there's nothing wrong with that. But I do have to say that as soon as it starts getting more expensive, the level of quality keeps going down. That's what usually is the death of festivals like this. Apparently it seems like they're doing a good job. I think they're doing what they can. I know that the first year, I think ever, they like had to cancel the first day or something, or halfway through, because it was so windy, and there's things you can't control like that. But I think at the end of the day, it's like, it's kind of a cringy fest to me, because I just don't really care about a lot of these bands that play. And the nostalgia thing is just so fucking cheap at this point. Like every band doing 10-year, 20-year, I've seen bands are like 14-year anniversary, 13-year anniversary, like 8th anniversary of our album. Like, dude, just like stop. Just stop. Like, the nostalgia thing, like, in the moment makes people remember like back in the day, and they feel good, and they're like, dude, I remember this is like so awesome. But when it comes down to it, it's just like, it's a facade. It's a mirage of like times when you were happy. If you're not happy to where you have to go to a festival like this and you have to feel like something, like maybe therapy might be better. People go and they get fucking drunk as shit and run around. Like, as far as getting drunk or drinking at a festival, I did that once or twice at Fest in Gainesville. Not fun. Just drinking and running around is like half the day. I just want to go to sleep. Like, I don't know how people can just drink all day and party. And it's one thing if I'm just slamming Coors Lights throughout the day. It's not gonna affect me because it's basically water. But at the end of the day, it's like, just like go have fun. You don't have to like get wasted. That's my opinion. But overall, what are your thoughts on when we were young? Did you go? Do you think you might go to the next one? Type in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'm down to have a conversation and chat about stuff, different opinions. I'll read messages and respond to people when they sound interesting enough to talk to. So yeah, chime in. Let me know what you think. I'm Trey. This is Lost State Studios. Thanks for being here. And don't forget to subscribe also. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. All right. Later.